Welcome back and happy Halloween. In this last episode, we're talking all about Halloween, what it was for us as kids, what it's like for us now. But first, let's ask, why do we love horror so much? Why is it so fun? Why do we find it so awesome? Yeah.
Well, I was going to cheat at first and just say because it's fun, but I guess that's like, if we dig a little deeper.
Yeah.
For me, like if I can think about like horror films and stuff, the reason I like them, it's the highest drama and stakes in storytelling that are still identifiable and relatable for me. So let me explain. So they're big action blockbusters that have really high stakes. I'll use something like The Avengers, for example, just because everyone's kind of seen it. And if it's a story like that where the stakes are so high, like it's like aliens are invading and they're going to take over the world, blah, 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 or whatever. In my head, there's no stakes. When the stakes are too high, there's no stakes because no story is actually going to go that direction. The aliens aren't going to win. So I'm just watching it to have fun, but there's no drama that I actually feel as a viewer personally. But with horror, where the stakes are like, there's a bad guy and he's trying to kill this one character, or this one family's being plagued by this one thing. Those are stakes that like I was like, they could go there. Like, yeah, they could kill that character off. You know, yeah, this family could endure more torment. So for me, it's like that's the highest drama there really is. It's life and death. There's really nothing higher than that. And then the scenarios and stakes are relatable enough to me that I do feel unease and I feel tension and suspense in ways that other genres can't produce that, you know. And technically, you think about it, there'd be more violence and a higher like body count in lots of action movies and things like that, but they still don't give me the same sense of unease and drama in the same way that something like horror does. And really it's just, and it's an acquired taste for sure. So it's a fun acquired taste. You know, some of my best friends hate horror. That's like their least favorite genre. And we still get along fine. So very much an acquired taste, but it's like just being afraid of something, or at least having fun with things. It's like me, if something's scary, it always ends with a laugh anyways. Like as a kid going to like haunted house walkthroughs, where people are dressed up and stuff, they pop out, you go, oh! Then you laugh afterwards. Yeah. You're startled, then you're like, oh, this is kind of fun. Like I'm actually having an experience. I'm having a physical reaction, and there's a chemical reaction happening in my brain while I'm like watching this thing that other genres don't, you know, have that sort of effect on me. You know, there's so many other genres I can watch and fall asleep to, and then horror is just not one of them. It's like I'm just, you know, really into it. You feel empathetic for the characters, you feel invested, you find yourself screaming at the TV more during a horror movie than any other genre. Of like, yo, she behind you, he gonna kill you, turn around, you know. And all that stuff's just kind of fun. And same thing with like when we talk about like memories and stuff, it's like if I think about like my earliest childhood memories, most of it's stuff that was like traumatizing or really, really scary. That is the stuff that kind of sticks with you. But when you face those things and you kind of conquer it and overcome it, those are kind of some of the most meaningful experiences you can have in your life, I guess. So, but there's really a lot of reasons. That's just what first comes to mind. How about for you?
Definitely a lot of shared sentiment there. For me, looking at it from a purely filmmaking perspective, I think horror allows so much more freedom compared to some other genres. Whereas like a genre like comedy is so subjective, like as far as like what makes people laugh. You know, not everyone's going to laugh at the same joke, but generally speaking, safe to say, a lot of people find a lot of the same things scary. You know, it's scary to think about like a slasher villain coming after you, or thinking about how what I consider a subgenre of horror where it's like an attack on the senses. You know, where like Freddy attacks you in your sleep. How the movie Bird Box preys on your sense where you can't see, or don't breathe, be quiet. You know, don't make a single noise. You know, I think horror is a really universal genre, and that it's something everyone can understand.
Yeah, it's more of a community experience than probably any other genre, other than like if it's a comedy that everyone's vibing with and everyone's laughing together. But like you said, comedy can be more subjective than like horror can kind of cross boundaries where everybody has nightmares, everyone has things they're afraid of. And then, like I said, usually with horror, the stakes are life and death, and that's the most relatable and highest stakes that anyone can really have. And yeah, just kind of sharing that experience with others it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of horror movies unintentionally are comedies. like the Friday the 13th movies,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
think are the peak example.
Yeah, they're very silly.
Yeah, exactly. Like they're made to be silly.
They're fun.
And
They're campy. They take us to summer camp. They're
exactly
really campy. Yeah.
Yeah, and you should know what you're getting into.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to those
Don't
movies.
expect higher. Yeah, if you watch one of those and you give it a bad review, you're the problem.
Yeah.
Like you know what you're getting into if you watch it.
Yeah, like why are you
Yeah.
taking this movie seriously?
Yeah. One of the cringiest things I've ever read, like R.I.P. to like Roger Ebert and Siskel, Gene Siskel, like the most famous critics of their time in the 80s and 90s. But it's like watch some of their old reviews and read some of their reviews of like 80s and 90s horror movies. It's so cringe. It's like, why are you bothering to go? I remember Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, which is so funny because if you ask fans of the series, that's like the fan favorite one. But they just gave it like I think they gave it like 0 stars. It's one of those like they gave it an actual 0, and and it's just so funny. There's a guy on YouTube called The Cinema Snob. Have you ever heard of him? And he said he created that character when he read their review of it. He's like it was so funny to me that they watched a movie like Friday the 13th Part 4, the final chapter, and they wrote a legitimate 0-star review for it and like attacked it in all the ways they would like review any other movie. And so he invented this character, the Cinema Snob, of like that. He's like, that's just so funny that like they went through the motions of actually reviewing it and just hating on it. That he's like, okay, so he's like, I'm gonna wear a suit and I'm just gonna do horror movie reviews and just be a snobby kind of butthole towards everything.
Yeah.
Just for the lulz. So,
Yeah.
like, come on, guys.
Yeah, like enjoy it for what it is.
Yeah.
Like
I love horror movies. They're scrappy. It's like they're usually low budget, and a lot of them are like indie and stuff. It's like scrappy movies that you can make with your friends or just make with a small team.
Yeah.
And still reach a massive audience. And do cool, innovative practical effects. Do cool camera tricks. You know. And yeah, just experiment. You know.
Yeah, and that's a great point too. Like horror movies really stimulate imagination. Like especially as a filmmaker, whether it's something in the story, like coming up with a character like Pinhead, you know, or something practical on set, like we have to do this technique, but we don't have the money for it. Like how can we get around this? I think a great example from Evil Dead, the running POVs.
Oh yeah,
how
it
they
became like the Evil Dead shot or the the Raimi shot or whatever people refer to it as.
Yeah, like how they did that at first. They put the camera on a plank of wood, and then screwed 2 handles on the ends, then had someone run with it.
Oh, and correct me if I'm wrong. Are they running backwards and they're just playing the footage in reverse?
I don't know.
I feel like maybe. I don't know. I have to look at it.
I can't imagine they'd be running backwards. It wouldn't be as fast, but
Yeah, well, if they sped it up though, like if they were moving.
They definitely sped it up, yes.
Yeah. So I remember.
yeah, it's definitely sped up. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah.
They're definitely not sprinting through the woods. But as far as the physicality of that shot and how they did it, yeah, they put the camera on a plank of wood, screwed 2 handles into it, and then have one person holding it on each end, so it's 2 people, and then they run together with it.
Yeah.
And that's how they did that.
Yeah.
Which I still think is so funny. It's like, how do we think about it now? Like studios might do it. It's like, let's get this like this massive rig, or put this whole like dolly system on this person.
It'd be too much.
Yeah, get this like go through like a few weeks of training before so you know how to like use this rig. No, just put on a plank of wood. That's all you need. Like,
Yeah,
good
why
lord.
you're wasting all the money on this?
Exactly. Yeah,
contraption,
this rig is so stupid.
Yeah.
Like, use that money, put it towards catering. Like, get better food.
Yeah.
Yeah, continuing off of my horror's
we like
my
it.
horror's so fun. Like you said, it's so communal. Not too long ago, my friends and I we're throwing a chill little party. 10 of the night, we decided to watch a horror movie. I was advocating for something like Trick or Treat. We all settled on Coraline, which that's great. And don't get me wrong, I love Coraline. Since it's at a house, it's not like full-on theater etiquette, like we're like butting in with jokes like here and there. And it's a movie that like we had all like for the most part seen.
So it turns into like mystery science theater kind
exactly.
of you're interacting with it. It's fun.
Yeah. When it comes to moments like that where we can all butt in, especially during the scarier parts of that movie, that's some of the most fun like you can have like watching a movie like, with your friends.
Yeah, absolutely. Some of it's kind of hard to put into words. It's like when I was just a kid, just first being exposed to stuff like that. Well, I mean, but here's the thing. I think kids do like to be scared. You think about like old Disney stuff, they have sections in their movies that are like really unsettling and creepy. And it's like they know. A lot of movies in the 80s, there's like Black Cauldron that's kind of spooky. There's parts in like Dumbo, and that's from like the 40s that are very scary. There's elements from Snow White, their first Disney movie ever, that's like pretty intense at times. I think kids are into stuff like that, and I certainly was. Once I learned that horror movies were a genre that existed, I was so used to watching things that were colorful and lighthearted, and once I realized things can be intense, there's also, just to be superficial, just a coolness factor to a lot of stuff. That it's just the rule of cool. Sometimes you're like, hey man, you kind of can't put your finger on it. You're like, it's just the rule of cool. It's just sometimes that's as simple as it is.
Yeah, like Freddy versus Jason.
Yeah, so I'm glad you brought that up. Now that I think about it, unless you disagree, I think that might be the best. At least it's my favorite versus movie that exists.
I mean, I'm also a Godzilla fan, so that's pretty hard to beat. But
I'm such a Fred head, so I'm like, because I hadn't seen Freddy vs. Jason in a while, and I remember when it first came out, there's a lot of people, like the kids around the time, they were like, hey, but it's stupid, and some critics are stupid. I'm like, have you seen the other movies? I'm like, but I think it's aged very well, where now people are like, actually, one of the best of the respective franchise of both. One of the best Jason movies and one of the best Freddy movies. Like, it understood the assignment. Like, it's just like, literally, like, the only downside of that movie is when it focuses on, like, the two leads, their love story. It's like, nope, go back to the other stuff. And then it's great. Like, and that's one of the reasons I love about horror, too, is horror's a hot mess. That's kind of what makes it fun, too. The canon and everything is just a hot mess.
There was a good stretch of time where Hollywood considered horror a ghetto genre. Now, though, it's basically been accepted.
I mean, there's something like Hereditary when that came out, like nominated for a bunch of awards. I actually, Toni Collette, I think, got robbed that she didn't win an Oscar for her performance. Yeah, horror actually has kind of made a weird comeback in the eyes of critics in this past like era, this generation, where it's kind of been elevated horror, as they say, movies like Hereditary or The Babadook or whatever, where there's like an artistry to it and critics actually like it, to the point where even the Final Destination series, the sixth installment, Final Destination Bloodlines, came out this year. No Final Destination movie 1 through 5 has ever received a fresh rating on Rotten Tomatoes. They've all been rated rotten 1 through 5 by critics. Bloodlines, I think it's like in the 90s.
Wow.
It's like certain, like the critics like loved it. Yeah. It's weird. It's like,
I think it's because now they're like watching it for what it is.
Yeah. Same thing with Saw X. All the Saw movies, like 1 through 9 or whatever, like critics are always like, it's garbage, it's garbage, it's garbage. And then like after a long hiatus, Saw X comes out, it's getting like fresh reviews. The critics are like, you know what, this is a good time. We finally understand the cultural relevance of things like this. We're on board, and it's cool. It's fun. Like, and it's funny. Anything given enough time just becomes nostalgic and a part of like even when I watched like Saw X, and seeing Tobin Bell as Jigsaw and stuff, I'm like, 20 years ago, if you would have told me that like this character in this franchise would kind of give you the warm fuzzies when it comes back, it's back and we got the lead actor back again. Like, isn't it cool to see on the screen? It kind of tickles that nostalgia moment where you're like, oh, like, I'm getting the warm fuzzies. This is a weird feeling for something like this. And I feel like that's kind of the Final Destination effect also. You're like, oh, it's the first one in 13 years. Like, this reminds me of a simpler time. Like, this is kind of fun.
Yeah, exactly. Phrase basically, like, put the whole thing in perspective. Yeah, like, reminds you of a simpler time.
Yeah. Same thing with, like, Scream being rebooted these past couple of years with the new cast. Like, people have been loving these new ones. Yeah, a lot of things, you know, they eventually have a comeback and they really resonate with people because it's like they had enough time to kind of integrate into like pop culture as a whole, and then generations. There's the generations that were exposed to it, and then there's the generations of people who are being born into a world where all these things exist and they just kind of grow up with it, and so they kind of appreciate it more.
For me, funny enough, I wasn't always like this big of a horror fan. Like, growing up, I mentioned I got scared pretty easily, and I didn't always enjoy that. But as I started watching movies more, like senior year of high school, and then especially going into film school, I started to grow like in appreciation for horror, especially because I knew, for me, that was the one genre I knew where I didn't have a lot of experience in. You know? And that's especially what prompted me last year, October 2024. To watch one horror movie a day, and in that month I slammed out a lot of like classics, you know. And this month is no different. I feel like I'm getting a broader appreciation of film and entertainment history from horror films than I am other films, you know. Whenever I get around to watching The Godfather, I know I haven't seen it yet. Whatever. I know.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like whenever I get around to watching the Godfather or Schindler's List, let's see, or It's a Beautiful Life, right?
Yeah,
all these
big classic.
Yeah, all these
kinda
like Hallmark
mainstream
like
ones,
titans,
yeah.
right? I'm sure I will appreciate them, for what they are, but I won't expect to have as much fun necessarily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One other thing I'll say with horror too, to me, it's an underdog genre. Yeah, they're usually the lowest budgeted. We kind of talked about that. Usually, yeah, again, made by young, scrappy kind of filmmakers. Often, it's kind of a launching off point for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like you think about like Sam Raimi, who Sam Raimi, this guy got to do his Evil Dead movies, and then that qualified him. Now you can make the first Spider-Man trilogy,
Right?
Ever.
Yeah.
And at the same time, Peter Jackson,
Yes.
who's the New Zealand version of Sam Raimi, was making the same types of movies like Brain Dead, Bad Taste.
Did
in
he
the
do Dead
80s.
Alive? Did he do Dead Alive?
Dead Alive. So Dead Alive and Brain Dead are the same thing. Depends on
Okay.
what country you're in. Yeah.
Oh.
So Dead Alive, I think, is the North American title of it, and Brain Dead is what it was called in New Zealand.
Okay.
Actually, Dead Alive is a cooler title, I think. Again, the early 2000s were cooking because somehow guys like Sam Raimi and Peter Jackson, who just made movies like Dead Alive and Evil Dead, were given the keys of the kingdom. Go make Spider-Man and go make Lord of the Rings. Don't mess
Right.
it up. And they're both making like Oscar caliber versions of these things. Like, give the right people the right material, And yeah, with horror, it's like, yeah, it's a launching off point for a lot of like filmmakers. Like I said, underdog genre, and even like for the fan base too, it's a lot of underdogs. It is a lot of like kind of like people who maybe feel like they're outcasts or more introverted. It's kind of like a subgenre for them of things that they like that are kind of cool and fun. I know even like if you're into physical media releases like DVDs, Blu-rays, and collector's items, it's always horror movies that get the best like physical media like collections and releases. There's a company called Scream Factory or Shout Factory. And they get the rights to like, all right, we're going to do an anniversary Blu-ray release of this, and we're going to get special features that are new. Like we're going to track down the filmmakers and get new interviews.
Yeah.
They go all out with all their stuff, and it's always for like horror movies. Like they just, people love it. Caught him.
Okay. Sorry, man. You're bothering us here. I love you mentioning that it's jumping off point for younger directors or like starting filmmakers, because that is absolutely also translated into content creators. I gotta be more specific here. There's a YouTube channel for these two guys. They go by Raka Raka.
These Australian guys?
Australian, I believe, yeah.
Are you leading him to talk to me?
Yes.
Yes, I have seen this.
Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but
It's good.
Okay, yeah.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, like they're YouTubers first, basically like the Quarter Digital guys just doing their stuff.
Yeah.
And then they got to do Talk to Me, which was with A24. And then this one girl on TikTok, Instagram, I saw on the Alter YouTube channel, which it's a collective of just horror shorts. Yeah, they're basically a hub for horror short films, so
We watched that one with the box that got delivered in the guy's head. Yeah, what was that called?
Other Side of the Box, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was effective.
Yeah.
I was thinking about it later in life after watching it. Like the imagery, I was like, that was effective. Like I remember like being like, what? But then like as it went on,
this one girl on Instagram, TikTok, she does a lot of zany humor with a lot of like insane transitions, like spinning the phone, throwing it, like dropping it. On Alter, she happened to like write and direct a short, and it was shared on the Alter YouTube channel. And I saw it not too long ago, and I thought it was pretty good, So going back to what I said about it stirring imagination, I feel like horror is a really encouraging genre for younger filmmakers and beginning filmmakers. It lets them experiment compared to just writing a short about people crying for 10 minutes.
Yeah, I can't do it. My family, when I've been to festivals with them and they've seen student work and stuff, and a lot of short films, they're like, we just can't do the Debbie Downer stuff that just like the kind of the go-to. I hate to say it. It's almost like when people talk about like Oscar bait movies. Sometimes it feels like with shorts, like I got to make something depressing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one will take me seriously as a filmmaker.
Right? Yeah.
Like
no.
You don't have to. You can. You don't have to.
Yeah. Like you don't have to do anything with your movie to bait emotion. Just make a movie you want to make.
Yeah. If it's good, it'll find the right audience and they'll resonate with it. So
yeah. On the theme of recollecting the past, how was Halloween for us then and now? How was Halloween for you as a kid? I mean, I'm more curious about your perspective because You're older than me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is a night and day difference, so maybe it'll be more exciting again, like in the future if I have a family and have kids and stuff. But for a couple of years now, it's been kind of just another day, unfortunately. I haven't really done too much. But as a kid, it was great. I lived in a cul-de-sac growing up, which I feel like it's the best way as a kid to live, where you live in a cul-de-sac where each house in the circle, each one is a family with kids close enough in your age. So then it's like Ed and Eddie or something in the show. So there's all these misadventures and stuff year round. And then Halloween was just like amped up. Like, yeah, dude, now we all get to, dress up and this. So then we had like one neighbor that always did an interactive haunted house walkthrough thing. And like really went all out. Was like, you can go through all the hallways in our house, go to our backyard. I think they said like if you're really little, you can't go in the backyard. They're like if you're a teenager, you can go to the backyard. It's a little more intense.
Yeah, that
was really fun because they made it spooky, and then at the end of it, we're just the nicest people. Like, did you have fun? Here's some candy. We had the one house where their whole gimmick was they were in the corner of the cul-de-sac was always the king size candy bars. They were like the rich family, so there's always like the good stuff, like huge and stuff. So it's like everyone had their thing, and it was a lot of fun. Most of my Halloweens, the highlight was just mostly with my brother. We'd always do team up things. He's a little bit older than me. And when I say my brother's my godmother's son. They lived across the street, and I spent just about half my childhood under their roof as I did my own roof. So, and when we were little bitty, it would be like I was Sheriff Woody and he was Buzz Lightyear. We were always like a package deal. When we got a little bit older, it'd be like I was Obi-Wan Kenobi and he was Darth Maul. Package deal. Batman and like Jokers, things like that. So that was a lot of fun. Yeah, just spending time with him and kind of our childhood friends, and that's kind of the typical things you would expect from Halloween. It was a great neighborhood, a lot of kids, so we'd be out for quite a long time. Yeah. We'd come back. We had one neighbor, she hated all types of she was a mom. She hated all types of candies, except Banana Laffy Taffy was like crack to her. She loved Banana Laffy Taffy. So that was her one deal. She was the mom of the house that did the king-size candy bars. Okay. She's like, here's the deal, kids. If all of y'all just bring me your Banana Laffy Taffy, I'll take it off your hands. Because a lot of us didn't care for it too much.
Yeah, it's like the least favorite flavor.
Yeah. It grew on me a little bit as I got older, and I was like, oh, am I getting older now? Because I kind of like that one. Because as a kid, I like hated it, but she's like, give me all your Banana Laffy Taffy, and like, I'll make it worth your while. You'll get extra king size, whatever you want, Reese's or Crunch Bars or whatever. So that was always kind of like a memory, is always giving her specifically those. And then I remember as a teenager, finally, once we could drive, then my brother and kind of our friend group, were like, well, now we can drive to other neighborhoods and see how the other side lives.
Here we go with mischief night, man.
Yeah, so we'd find like the neighborhoods a little nicer. That are like, man, look at how these houses are decorated. Like, let's go park our car and let's get this. And then eventually, as we got a little bit older, then it kind of turned into we're not really trick or treating anymore. It really, the four of us, it was like my brother and our two kind of friends. It was Halloween always turned into like a Left 4 Dead, if you remember Left 4 Dead, the video game. Left 4 Dead 2.
Good music in that game.
Yeah. It always turned into like Left 4 Dead all night kind of thing, where the four of us big Left 4 Dead, man, until we literally are falling asleep.
Oh, I see you playing. Okay,
yeah. Kind of turned into that. So, and then unfortunately, you kind of get older. Everyone kind of moves away, and then it doesn't really matter anymore in the same way, I guess, until you start to have kids and stuff. But although some years back I did with a friend group, it was actually a lot of the classmates and stuff. We went up to like Flagstaff for a couple of days on the Halloween weekend, rented out a cabin, and just kind of hung out there, watched movies, and had a little campfire thing, and just kind of chilled. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it has kind of, I guess, devolved in a way. But it's sad because it's not just me. It's like maybe I'm biased by my own perspective, but I even noticed like I just moved over the summer, but like the past few years, the last neighborhood I was in, I'm like, it's pretty quiet around here too. Not just like in my bubble. It seems like around these neighborhoods, everything seems kind of quiet. Like there's just not the same amount of participation as there used to be.
I mean, I think that's due in part to like basically all the kids in your area like grew up also, unless those families are having kids again, like sure. That does worry me. Like our kids now like also like, do they know what trick-or-treating is,
I don't know how this affected kids, like COVID and stuff for like that year for like Halloween. I don't know if it's like obviously pretty much, I'm trying to remember even, I guess it was almost like nothing really happened that year for like around the Halloween time. And did that just then kids be like, well, I guess every year we just won't do anything anymore. We just won't take it seriously anymore. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. What did Halloween look like 2020? I'm trying to remember.
Because springtime was when it got bad, and then around the fall, I don't remember if it's like, all right, we're gonna.
It was like mostly let up.
Yeah.
Now for me, Halloween, I didn't quite know about it once I like became conscious. I guess like 5 or 6, you're kind of like going out and doing stuff.
Yeah, you're being dragged along basically.
Yeah. Even at that age, I didn't like know what Halloween was. I feel like the first time I went trick or treating, I was probably 7 or 8. When I first learned about Halloween and trick or treating and all that, I thought it sounded awesome. I remember Halloween night came. I was just sitting at home, and I was telling my mom like, "Can I go trick or treating?" And I remember mom being kind of reluctant about it.
It was a school night or something, or
I don't know. I really couldn't tell you, but I remember her like being on the computer and like talking on the phone or something. So I was just thinking about it now. I feel she had to have been like trying to contact like one of her friends or something. Like, is there a thing about how she would have worded her message? She was like, "Is there trick or treating like in your neighborhood?" And I imagine one of her friends got back to her saying, "Yeah, there is." So then not too long after that, after I had like bugged her enough about it, she was like, "All right, fine. Here's a." She joined me there. Here's a bag. Like go out and trick or treat, I guess. And she brought me to a packed neighborhood. It was like you would have thought there was like a carnival or something. But yeah, just like up and down the neighborhood, just like a legion of children. Yeah. From there, like, I suddenly felt just included. Like I felt alive. What did feel really bad though was I didn't have a costume. It was I just went like in whatever outfit I had on that day. What made it feel worse was when some parents would ask me like, "Where's your costume?" And I'm like, I don't know. I just didn't know what to say. So like I felt glad I could be there, but also like I didn't completely belong because I wasn't dressed up. So it was a bittersweet experience.
Yeah, you didn't get the full experience.
From that year on, though, I vowed to make the most of Halloween, however I could. So no matter how like cheap or haphazard the costume was, like I just wanted to go out and like dress up, like wearing something, So I think the next year, I don't know if it was the next year specifically, but it was at least a year of Halloween. I went as a Starship Trooper.
From Starship Troopers?
Troopers,
cool.
yes.
Yeah,
but my version of that was just get a toy helmet and a Nerf gun from like Savers or
close enough.
Yeah, or like Goodwill. But that's all I needed, At that point, I had made some neighborhood friends, and like we got to talking about like what where we're trick or treating or like what we're gonna do.
Right.
And turns out all I had to do was walk a block this way. And from there, Halloweens were basically spent with them, some friends like down the street, and doing like trunk or treats at my school, my elementary school. Come middle school, just about the same thing. Middle school, like some people would be like, especially for like middle schoolers, because middle school in the West here is such a weird time because it's like you're still a child, but you like want to convince yourself like, oh, I'm getting older, like I'm not elementary anymore.
Yeah.
For me though, I didn't care. I still went trick or treating.
Yeah. Eventually, you get to the age you're like, is this the year that I hand out candy and stay home? You're like, I don't know yet.
No, I know.
Like, what's the cutoff? I don't know.
No, yeah.
Every family's different. I don't know. It's almost like with Santa Claus. Every family's a little different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Pretty sure I wrote out trick or treating all the way up to high school.
I guess once you have facial hair, then like, hey, come on, bud.
Yeah. All right, asterisk on that. I think sophomore year was the last year I went trick-or-treating. Yeah. Junior year, senior year, I think it was a Halloween party, at some friend's house. Which, pretty normal. College, it was pretty random. One year I spent it at a Halsey concert, which that was cool. That was the first concert I went to like by myself. And yeah, her show happened to be on Halloween, which was really great. I didn't realize that at the time though, for some reason. I just went in an outfit I thought was kind of like party-ish, when really I should have worn my tutorial onesie or something. But Halloween's after that was either a party or what I've done in recent years was I'll just go to a friend's house and pass out candy. So that's how trick-or-treating has come back into my life, where me and a bunch of friends will just meet at someone's house and pass out candy that way. And thankfully, the neighborhood that they're in is pretty lively. Like there's a lot of little kids there, so that pretty much ensures for the next like 5 or so years, like trick or treating will be a thing there for a while. And to me, I think that's one of the best ways you can spend Halloween. You know, because that's in essence what Halloween in, at least here in the West, is being outside for once, you know, instead of like being here on our computers and on our phones. Bring out snacks with you, drinks, doesn't have to be alcoholic. Seeing how creative people get with their costumes.
Kind of just community. Being
exactly,
like, whoa, kid, like you get 2 pieces. Like that's a cool costume. You put some fun in that.
Like last year, a friend of mine saw a girl dressed up as Pearl. Like from the movie Pearl with Mia Goth, and that's pretty hardcore. Like for that kid couldn't have, that girl couldn't have been like any younger than like 11 or 12. I'm like, you're gonna have awesome taste.
Yeah, that's true. I think these past couple of years, I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but I spent Halloween at like Katie's house, where like her neighborhood's a pretty good neighborhood for that. Of like, oh, I'll go home and hang out with you and just.
And we're basically neighbors. Like, she's just down there.
So and like I think like Chloe and Steven will set her there. Like, oh yeah, we'll just hang out there and kind of do candy and stuff like that. And I was like, cool beans. I remember like as a kid too. It was started off, I mentioned earlier, kind of like the Toy Story costumes, the Star Wars costumes, the Batman costumes. And I think age 8 was when finally it was like, I'm dressing up as Ghostface from Scream. Like, we're elevated now, right? It's like a worker. Yeah. And my mom thought at the time, like, this is pretty cute, actually. A little kid dressed up, little pint-sized Ghostface. This is pretty cute. And then like 4 or 5 years later, I was 14 or 15. I remember I went back to the store and I bought an updated one. I was much taller then. And I remember I bought it, and then I was at home. My mom got home from work. I put it on, and I stood in the living room with the lights off. I wanted her to walk in through the door, turn the lights on, and I was already standing there. She didn't know I bought this. And she comes home, opens up the door, turns on the light, and I'm standing there in costume. She jumped out of her skin because she's like, when you're 8 and you're dressed like that and you're this big, she's like, it's kind of cute. She's like, but when you're taller than me and you're dressed like that, she's like, oh my goodness. She's like, don't do that. She's like, that's so much scarier now.
As far as costumes now, I mean, I cosplay now, so it's a lot easier. So like, last year I just dressed up as Eddie Munson, which is pretty easy because it's close to what I wear now. It's just like black pants, white sneakers, a Hellfire like baseball shirt. So yeah, his outfit's pretty easy. The year before, I just wore my Budget Diva cosplay. This year, I'm thinking I'll pull out Brazil Miku. Definitely something easy. Even when I wore Budget Diva that one year, I did not have the box on all night. I just had the box like sitting on a table, like in the back with the lights on. You know? Yeah. So it's basically a decoration.
I haven't dressed up in a long time. I kind of eventually it became not my favorite thing anymore. I had one bad experience when I got a little bit older of just being so winded and tired. I just became grouchy of like, I'm just gonna wear a t-shirt and go hang out. So
yeah, just put on like a horror shirt or something.
Yeah, basically a movie poster type shirt or something like that, and be like, I'm just gonna hang out. And then
2012, I was in middle school, and that's also when Gangnam Style went viral. Yeah, that year I dressed up as Psy. Or at least like my idea of Psy. Yeah. Another like really important aspect of Halloween and October for me growing up as a kid was watching like Sin Massacre's Monster Madness. Sin Massacre is a YouTube channel. They were also the Angry Video Game Nerd, and still are. Their Monster Madness series, what it was at the time, it was one video a day talking about a different horror movie each day. Even now, I'll just rerun it like throughout the day, like while I'm working. And Monster Madness is always huge. And there's this channel called Indie Mogul. They had a series called Backyard Effects, and it was just like DIYs of doing practical effects on your own, you know, for cheap. And October they would do like usually a lot of like body prosthetics, like how to make a melting face or like a severed head.
Cool. So production design type stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Every October they would completely switch up the vibe of their videos and make them spooky. One video they did was like a Pumpkin King outfit, which was super cool. It's basically this massive like pumpkin head, and the tutorial was just how to make that head and then like do the rest of the outfit. What made them even cooler was that for each video they would make like a 1 or 2 minute short, like for specifically like around that piece or prop. to show it in use. So like it works. And yeah, they were so much fun. One video they did was how to make a corpse. And for me, like the only way I could attempt that was to just cut it out like in the shape of bones, So basically I made a paper skeleton. And for me, like I spent a whole evening on it, and I was really proud of it. I don't even know what
pretty good.
I don't even know what happened to it, but I think I just hung it up like somewhere in the house, and then when it wasn't October anymore, my parents probably threw it away. But hey, like that time while I was working on it and I looked at it, I felt proud of myself.
Right on. As far as YouTubers go, I'm always a big fan of Red Letter Media, which is a pretty big YouTube channel. They became famous for their Star Wars videos way back in the day, but every October they tend to do like October themed kind of content that's pretty funny. They'll pick like really obscure, stupid, bad horror or Halloween movies that are just so much fun to watch with your friends and just make fun of. And that's always kind of something I look forward to, is like the October special version of their typical content they do throughout the year. So as far as Halloween goes, there's one thing I want to say too, sort of a hot take. If I had one hot take with Halloween as a holiday, and I'm talking to you people, it's I have a lot of friends and just people in general who make Halloween too much of their personality, of where they'll spend 10 months of the year silent. They're not on social media, they're a ghost. And then once it's like autumn, it's like they crawl out of the woodworks and they're like, I'm a spooky Halloween fan. And then they go dark again in November, and I don't see them for the rest of the year. I'm like, you can be yourself the whole year. You can post cool stuff all year and do whatever you want all year. You don't have to like hide in the shadows for 10 months and then pop out and be like, I'm into spooky stuff. All right, see you later.
I don't think I'm that hardcore.
No. You post stuff. Not referring to you. No. I mean like introverts that are like,
it's like all of a sudden like they
very extroverted in October, and then they go back, all right, well, we'll see you again next year, and then they just kind of go radio silent for the rest of the year too. And I'm like what else do you have going on in your life? Come on.
Yeah, no, I get that. And the same can be said for people who are way too enthusiastic about Christmas.
I have those too. I have someone that keeps, I won't say who, someone, you know who you are if you see this, there's someone who keeps sending me Christmas reels with Christmas music the past month, and like, I don't even like those in December very much. Like, stop.
It's like, please.
I like the Christmas music like the week leading up to Christmas, and that's it. But
I guess that's a fun topic. What do we not like about Halloween?
That's the big one, is some people that they like it too much to where I'm like, you're cringing me out, you like it too much. I like it too, but just chill. Like, that's it too. I guess, it is, because I still associate it mostly with like being a kid. So so if someone's a grown adult and they get too much into it, I'm not to incriminate either of us, but then that's one thing that I'm like, hey, come on, stop, don't make it lame.
Or when they
it's like Disney adults, but like they're turning like into Halloween for them. I'm like, I'd still think like
when they have their own bag trick-or-treating. It's like,
that's just
what are you doing? This is for the kids.
Like, you're not with your son, you don't have a son, this is weird. Like, you're an adult, that's kind of bizarre. Go hang out with your friends. Like, go to a party.
Or like, shouldn't you just be walking them? Shouldn't you be like waiting at the sidewalk?
That's kind of my hot take, is some people just let it go, just move on.
And
pass the torch to the next generation. They're just like, I can't let go. It's my favorite. I can't let go.
For me, like that's why I felt it was really important for me to say like passing out candy is how trick-or-treating can come back into my life, like without actually trick-or-treating. Because for me, like it's still really fun just being out there and seeing seeing everyone's costumes.
And sometimes it's the only time of the year you get to meet some of your neighbors. Like it builds community in a way that a lot of other holidays throughout the year don't. Every other holiday you spend with your family. This is one you're spending with your neighbors and with
outside,
community and meeting new people. If you make the best of it, if you make the most of it. So
if you're gonna pass out candy, I feel like you should have some energy like in it,
it's not your day job. You don't have to be like miserable.
Like do your best to greet people, like compliment costumes that you think really stand out. You don't have to have all the decorations out, you don't need to like set up a cemetery in your yard and like do the whole inflatables. If you do, great. Awesome.
But just
I love that.
Something. Especially because it is the time of year where like there will be a lot of like the introverted kids are finally putting themselves out there. So letting them know that they're seen and they're cool,
Yeah.
Like, hey dude, like awesome. I love Darth Vader. There you go.
Yeah.
Keep your chin up. Yeah.
Oh, and that's such a great point too. If they really love their fandom that they're like dressing up as, like if it is Star Wars, or this year we'll probably see a lot of K-pop Demon Hunters outfits.
Probably, yeah.
It's good affirmation for that kid to know that other people like the same thing.
I have one other kind of complaint, sort of hot take with Halloween, and it's and this is funny. So it's like I like spooky movies, and some of the movies I like, you know, they can be violent. This and this. Thing is, when you're out with your kids and there's kids trick-or-treating and stuff, and people decorate their yards, some people, it's their property, they can do whatever they want, but some people, like, they do go all out to where it's like they're decorating their yard as if it is like an R-rated film, and like kids then who maybe 6 that are out with their family, like who don't consent to this, could potentially be like disturbed in a way of like, this person went so far all out. That's my one thing of like, I would just say have a little restraint to where like, remember mostly kids are the target audience going up and down the street of like, that's why that one family I knew that used to do a haunted house walkthrough. You could do a walkthrough and they go like, but the backyard is for teenagers and up because it's more intense. Things like that.
Yeah.
Stuff like that never bothered me as a kid. I thought that stuff was cool, but I feel like I was more the exception, not the rule. So that's kind of one thing of like, I don't know. That's not my favorite. And I didn't used to feel this way. As I got older, I started to change my mind on this a little bit, where I'm like, yeah, maybe it's because now, while I don't have kids, I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I do see them as like so innocent to where I'm like, yeah, they're not ready to see stuff like that. But some people just, they go all out with how they decorate and stuff, to where it's almost like, sweetie, we're gonna go down this. Down there. Why? I'll tell you later, you know?
Yeah, I feel like bare minimum, what's fun enough and to look like you care at least a little bit, you know, about the season. And
I don't think you need like movie quality gore in your front yard.
No, not at all. No one needs that. But I think just the bare minimum like decorations are jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
You know, if we would like deck the street up and down with jack-o'-lanterns, like that would be enough.
Candlelit jack-o'-lanterns,
Yeah, exactly.
The one bummer too is just here in Arizona, it's different. Like when you watch movies, they're always Midwest Halloween movies because it's just like perfect with the trees and everything. Here it's kind of a bummer because even though it's fall, I remember Halloween's always like, oh, it's just hot after a while, sweating and stuff.
Thankfully, right now it's pretty cool out.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah.
Part of what's really important about keeping a jack-o'-lantern out during October, you got to keep Sam happy.
I understood that reference. Yeah, trick or treat.
Exactly. I got to put one out soon. Actually.
Yeah. He doesn't play.
Since it's Halloween, got to ask, best Halloween candy.
Kind of stuff I like. So I'm not huge on chocolate. There's only certain types of chocolates that I like. I like Milky Ways because there's like caramel mixed in with the chocolate. Growing up though, we steered away from Snickers because one of my good friends had a peanut allergy. So Milky Way is basically the same as Snickers, just without the peanuts. So I would kind of lean more towards those. I always liked, I like sour stuff. So like where there's normally the sour punch straw things, when you normally buy them, they're big and long. But around Halloween time, they had the ones that were like short and stubby and like twisted up, kind of like individually packaged, where it's like a shorter version that's like thicker, individually packaged, and they'd always be like red, blue, or green. And I always thought those were super good, and I could only get them like around Halloween time.
Tootsies? Something like that?
Well, no, they were like Sour Punch things, but they were different. It's like you would only get them around Halloween time because they were just like individually packaged, but because they'd be too skinny, that they made them thicker, and like, I don't know. It's like they packed a certain punch that like the normal ones didn't. I was like, why don't they just always sell it in this version? Like, just give me like a bag full of these smaller ones. But I always thought those were pretty good. I always liked how they did like nerds in the little boxes, so you just go, oh,
yeah.
Those are kind of fun.
It's like a shot of sugar.
It's like a shot of sugar. Yeah. Those are always fun. One thing that's fun, it's like this isn't a candy that anyone in their free time would just eat on their own, but like the little warheads they would give you'd pick up.
Oh yeah.
That's like a community activity. It's like you don't just sit at home, I'm just gonna eat warheads. It's like with your friends, you're like,
Unless
all
you're
right,
insane.
you do blue, I'll do yellow, and then it's so sour. You know, so
It's like trying crickets.
yeah,
Like the candied crickets. Yeah.
Yeah, you just do it with friends just because it's an experience. Same thing with like the nasty, like the Harry Potter jelly beans that they sell that taste like boogers and stuff. It's just kind of like a, I'll do it if you do it, kind of like joke thing.
Yeah.
I'm curious your choices. I'm also curious, the most iconic Halloween candy I know half the population just hates, and that's candy corn. What's your opinion on candy corn? Those little orange suckers.
Yeah, you know, I think I've tried candy corn once, and I really don't remember my reaction to it. I remember thinking it was fine. I didn't dislike it.
I was going to say the hottest of all takes is, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't have an opinion one way or the other because everyone either like they're like, oh, it's so like I wish it was year round. Other people are just like, I hate it. It's the worst candy of all time. So I was like,
Yeah, I don't remember disliking it when I
I think it's okay. It is kind of just like you have your candy bag and everything's individually wrapped, and they're just like randomly, it's just like randomly sprinkled in there. Like, it just feels dirty, but
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember not enjoying it. But yeah, as far as my favorite candy, I agree with the sentiment. I definitely prefer Milky Ways, although I do also still like Snickers. There's really
I like them. Yeah. It was just
there's really no chocolate bar that I dislike. Mm-hmm. I guess my least favorite would be Crunch.
I actually like those.
Yeah, well, okay, like I'll eat it, but you know, it's just my least favorite.
Yeah.
Just because I don't get much from it. It's really thin. It's essentially a Hershey's just with
it's like
crushed up nuts in it.
Yeah. Do you like Three Musketeers? Mm-hmm. Okay, I know some people that also hate those. I'm like, I think those are pretty fun. There's like it's like a fluffy chocolate on the inside, like nougat. Mm-hmm. And then I think those are pretty good.
I feel like there's a lot of hate for Almond Joys.
Dude, I'm so glad that you said that. Oh my God, why didn't I? That should have been my first answer. Growing up, I mentioned there's the neighbor who only ate the banana Laffy Taffies. Uh-huh. My sister and I would eat the whole neighborhood's Almond Joys because every kid hated coconut and didn't want to mess with it. My sister and I love coconut, so I actually love Almond Joys. Mm-hmm. But everyone else in my neighborhood hated it. It was just like a gene pool thing. It was like my parents liked it and my sister liked it. Everyone else hated it and just like donated them to us.
Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up. Do you like those? Or
I do, yeah.
Okay, there is so much hate for those.
There was a time I didn't like it, but then I grew a taste for coconut. Yeah. And I enjoy that now.
It is acquired, and once you've unlocked it, it's good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I do like Almond Joys. I feel like there's not enough love for Junior Mints.
I like those too. Yeah.
I love Junior Mints.
Some people like minty chocolate stuff. I tend to like. Some people again just hate it.
I love mint chocolate.
Yeah, like Andes mints, those like green and black chocolate ones. I think those are pretty good. Mm-hmm. You get those at like Olive Garden; those are good. Mm-hmm. Junior Mints I think are good. I like putting those in the fridge and get them cold and then eating them.
And they feel even more minty.
Yeah. Those are good.
Yeah, Junior Mints I love. I always love getting Arrowheads.
Yeah, those are good too.
Yeah, like the solid taffies.
Yeah,
those kinds of Airheads.
Airheads are super good. Mm-hmm. I do have one hot take with Airheads though. I think the most popular flavor is the one I hate the most. Is there a particular Airhead flavor you really like or dislike?
I feel like I like them all.
You like them all?
Yeah.
I got in a fight with Chloe the other day about this because, and a couple people actually, like 4 different people. The blue raspberry one, I don't like that one, but I really like all the other ones. And everyone's like, blue's the best one. I was like, blue raspberry candy is a lot of people's like favorite if it's fruit flavored. To me, it's always last place because blue raspberries aren't real. It's not based on a real thing. It's the most artificial of all flavors because blue raspberries do not exist. It's literally a candy invention. Yeah. There's raspberries. They don't come in blue form.
Don't question it.
Yeah, I don't like the blue ones. They mess up your tongue too. But like the watermelons are good. The white mysteries are good.
I love the white mysteries.
The white mysteries
are watermelons.
They're always kind of different.
Yeah, I'd say the watermelon and the green apple are my least favorite.
Got you.
But I still like them.
Actually, green apple I don't really like either. Yeah. Airhead, I don't want it to be sour. That texture of candy, I want it to be more flavorful and not really sour in that way.
There would be. So for me, there are those rare candies. Okay, think of it like video game loot. There's your there's your rares and your uncommons, and then you get those few candies that I would consider like legendaries or epics or like exotics. You know, an exotic to me would be like Gushers.
Oh, okay.
You don't see Gushers very often.
Not for Halloween. No.
Yeah, to me, an epic or legendary would be like Airheads.
Yeah, those are pretty good when you get them because you get the full bar and then they're individually wrapped.
Yeah,
the worst luck in the world is when you get like Starburst. They're always a 2-pack, and if you open them, they're both orange or like they're both the 2 that you don't want. You're like, nah.
Yeah, Starburst I wouldn't say like common, but definitely good. Like I like Starburst. Skittles too. Hold up, if it's the normal like just 2-inch bag of Skittles, I would say that's common. But if you happen
baby one,
but if you happen to get the like pouch, the like wallet sized pouch, that's a legendary drop for sure.
Yeah, they hooked you up. Yeah. I want to see. I want people to normalize putting like high chews and mambas and stuff in their Halloween bags. You don't really see.
Oh,
those.
that's got to be new.
Those are both good. I want that to be normalized. I want some high chews. I want some mambas. Those are solid.
High chews, I feel like would be a legendary drop
That
for
would
sure.
be, yeah. Those are good.
As much as I enjoy lollipops, I feel like that's not the best candy to pass out.
Yeah.
Because lollipops take a bit, you know?
Yeah.
You have to like pause eating everything else to like, finish yours.
Exactly. I know as a kid, the lollipops would be the thing I save for like weeks later. Everything else will get eaten, but that's all that's left. So.
Oh, that brings up a great point. How did you treat your candy? It's like, did you do the whole trading thing? Like, when it came to the end of the night,
there's a bartering system.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you
because
barter? Yeah.
dude, I hate dots. So whenever I got those, I was like, who wants these? I'll trade.
What were dots again?
Dots, they come in a yellow box, and they're colorful, and they're a weird like circle-shaped thing, and they're really thick and chewy. There's like a green one, a red one, orange one, and the flavor sucks. Like,
Oh, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. It's kind of like chalk.
well, no,
Chalky.
it's a little more chewy than that. I don't know.
I think I know what okay, I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah,
I like those.
maybe I can just.
Yeah, I like those.
Oh, I never liked those. Really? I do like. How do you feel about cinnamon candy, like hot tamales?
I hate it.
Hot, you
I hate hot
Okay.
tamales.
That's where we're okay. Hot tamales is goated for me.
What?
Again, it's a genetic thing. My mom and I are just like, give us coconut and give us cinnamon hot tamales, and then everyone else is like, what is wrong with you two? I don't know. I get it from her, I guess.
Yeah, hot tamales I never messed with.
Never messed with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like cinnamon to me is reserved for pastries,
Okay.
not candy.
Yeah, I'm a different breed. I like cinnamon quite a bit.
I mean, we were all on the same wavelength up until then.
Until then, yeah. You like? It's the same company, but like Mike and Ike's.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like those are pretty,
I like the sour ones. Are good.
I feel like those are pretty inoffensive.
Yeah, those are pretty. Yeah. They've got different variants too, which are fun. They've got like the tropical version, the berry version.
Sour Patch Kids, I feel like are a good drop
Yeah,
whenever you get those.
Yeah, I always like the watermelon ones, or original's good too.
Oh, Fruit Roll-Ups I feel like are a nice drop. When you get those.
Companion piece to the Gushers for sure.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is apocalyptic greed, but you take a Fruit Roll-Up and you wrap your Gushers in them.
Have you done this?
Yes.
Oh. How do you then eat it?
So
How do they stay in there? Or are you like
I should specify the Fruit Roll-Up sheet, not the.
not the fruit by the foot long thing?
Yes, that's it. Yeah. Okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, now
Yeah,
I see how you could eat.
Yeah,
the
at
sheet
that
then.
point, it's like a sushi roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I should specify.
I actually have a story with fruit by the foot once when I was a kid. So the way I used to eat them, I would unroll the whole thing, roll it up, and I'd eat it all at once, but I'd put it in my cheek and it would last a long time. It's almost like dip without even knowing I did that.
Yeah.
So I would just suck on it forever and just nibble little bits. I wouldn't bite by bite. I always did this like a chipmunk.
Yeah.
Once I did this at like midnight as a midnight snack. I snuck downstairs, got the fruit by the foot, put it on my cheek, and then I laid down watching TV or whatever, and then I fell asleep and I was still eating it. And I woke up in the morning. I was totally fine. But it was all. I woke up in the morning. I was just like, what? Because I guess my mouth was open or something. It was something dry, a big dry thing in my mouth. And I was like, and it was that fruit by the foot. 8 hours later, still in my cheek, all dried up. And then I just like I tossed it. I was grossed out, but then I just realized like I could have died maybe. Like if that rolled back in my throat and I was a little kid, like I could have just choked to death on this big thing. Like thank God it just stayed right there. But I'm like, oh my goodness, what an idiot I am.
How was it dry if it stayed in your mouth?
I don't know. I must have been a mouth breather snoring or something.
I see. Okay.
Because I woke up like there's no saliva in my mouth. It's all dried out. And I saw it was red, and I go like, that's the. I can't believe I left that in my mouth all night in my cheek. Ew.
Me as a kid, I probably would have been like, oh yeah.
Waste not, want not.
Oh, you know what? What I've seen in recent years from seeing like younger kids trick-or-treating, I'll see snack bags in their trick-or-treat bags, like chips, I mean.
Oh, like Doritos or something? Or?
Yeah, or just like little like Cheetos, stuff like that.
Cheetos? Interesting.
Yeah. Which, sure, why not? I don't see why not.
Do you like licorice?
Yeah.
So I know some people are like, I love it. I've just never, never been into it. Some people, it's like, licorice is my favorite, especially black. I'm like, I just don't get it.
Yeah, licorice I never enjoyed that much. I just thought it tasted really bland.
Yeah, like Twizzlers and Red Lines and stuff. I
Yeah.
just never really mess with them. I'm like,
It's neat to drink through. like a soda.
It is to make it a straw. Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah.
The candy I didn't like getting were Smarties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Just the chalk as a candy.
Yeah, I don't like those either.
I mean, it was more fun to like to crush it, twist the ends, and then like pretend smoking it. As a
I
kid.
thought you were about to say something else. I was gonna say, did your school do that too? We had kids that snorted it as like a dare.
I never did
they
that.
They crushed it up and then maybe they used a red vine, turned it into a straw. But well, I don't know. And I've seen the kids like snort the dust, and I was like, bro.
I've seen that with Fun Dip.
Oh, I remember Fun Dip.
Fun Dip, I think, makes more sense.
Fun Dip, yeah.
Fun Dip,
I haven't seen that in forever.
Still around.
Is it really?
Yeah. That's a legendary drop for sure. Just the sugar of the Fun Dip.
Yeah,
like
just
that.
pure sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that in forever. I used to like as a kid.
Pixie Sticks. That reminds me of those too.
Oh yeah, remember Pop Rocks too?
Yes, Pop Rocks too.
Yeah, Pixie Sticks is just sugar. Pop Rocks. There's certain candies I remember as a kid, like bottle caps and like runts and stuff, that I'm just like, I don't even know these exist anymore. I feel like I haven't seen these in so long.
I don't know about bottle caps. I think those are gone now.
Yeah. I used to think they're decent. They're kind of chalky, but they were decent. But
You know, candy I never understood were Jawbreakers.
oh yeah.
Those get people killed, I feel like.
Yeah. Well, like in Ed, Ed and Eddie as a kid, I never understood, like they're obsessed with it.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
that-
built up
yeah.
this thing in my mind where I was like, I gotta have some. And then like, I've never had one that I liked. Ever.
One time I got a bag of Big Chew.
Oh, the gum.
Yeah.
Oh,
like
yeah.
the
For
extra
Halloween?
gummy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Big League Chew, yeah.
Big League Chew. Yeah.
Yeah. I actually like that. They put it in a fun kind of bag thing. You can
Yeah.
pretend you're eating tobacco.
Yeah,
as a kid.
There was one night after Halloween where, after all the festivities, got home, poured all my candy out, and I ate all of it. And I don't mean I ate a lot of candy. I ate all of my Halloween
In
candy.
one night?
Yeah, I was I was definitely in high school at least. And, in the moment, it was just apocalyptic greed. I was like, yes.
Yeah.
But in the morning, which even teenage invincibility, or just, when you're younger, I feel like you
Yeah.
can tank anything.
Yeah.
Even in the morning, I was like, I feel awful.
Yeah.
But, in the moment, it was good, I guess.
Yeah, I remember eating so much candy when I was a kid. And the funny thing is now, grown up, you realize you've grown up when, like, I will buy, like, a bag of Sour Patch. And it will take me a full week to get through now, just like a bag. Like, well, the bags they sell now are kind of big. But I'm like, it's literally, I'll eat a handful at a time, then I'll be like, all right, I'll eat more tomorrow. Like,
Yeah.
I just can't keep going. Like, after
Yeah.
a while, like, it's like I feel bad. Like,
Yeah, last year, Halloween, going to our friend's house to pass on candy, I went there thinking like, like, tonight's Halloween, I'm gonna eat as much candy as I want. I had like 2 Snickers and like, I feel like I'm good now.
yeah, I'm good till like tomorrow or the next day.
Yeah. I feel like it's underappreciated, but I really love it. Whoppers.
Oh, not my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've had, some of my family members love it. My brother always really, really loved Whoppers. But yeah, they're like malted milk ball type things. So I haven't had them forever. I remember as a kid not being my favorite.
They're more savory than
Yeah, they had a
sweet,
weird flavor.
I
I
think.
couldn't put my finger on it as a kid. Like the flavor tastes weird to me. So,
I think Milk Duds are pretty good. I feel like they're pretty good too.
yeah, I'm not I was actually arguing with Jamie about this recently because she like loves Milk Duds, and I was like, I hate them because I was like, they get stuck in my teeth.
That's the point.
They hurt my mouth when I'm trying to chew them. So, yeah. After I saw the dentist this year, I had oral surgery, I had my wisdom teeth taken out and stuff, and she's like, all right, here's what you're gonna stay away from. And she's like, number 1, Milk Duds. And I was like,
I'd be like,
I already don't like
no.
those. So, yeah.
like, I don't think so. You're not gonna stop me.
But literally the other day, Jamie's like, those are like my favorite.
Yeah.
I was like, I just can't. They always, like, I always wanted to like them. I think as a kid I did, and as I got older, they just like, I don't know, they always got stuck in my teeth, and it just made me mad. They put them in like a little box instead of a bag, which is kind of weird. It's like a little yellow box, right? And they put like 2 of them in there, you go, ah!
Yeah.
It's just like, also like the smell of the little cardboard box, and I was like, ugh, when you open those up. Same with the Nerds, and I was like, ugh.
Yeah. Assuming the Milk Duds didn't merge with the box itself.
Yeah, sometimes
especially
they're
here
just, like,
in
morphed.
Arizona.
Yeah,
'cause-
that would sometimes happen, unfortunately, with the Junior Mints too, since they're in a box. They get like, I'd get the ones in the middle, but then like all the inner lining, they're all stuck to it and stuff, and I'm like, get out of there, come on now. Yeah.
That's why you keep them in the fridge.
Exactly.
So it doesn't do that.
Yes.
Clearly, we both really love Halloween and we love the season. What does the season mean to you, really? And I'll go ahead and start. For me, and I feel like this is a pretty general reason why a lot of people love Halloween. For one, being able to dress up and it being normal, not even just on Halloween. Like as soon as it hits October, you can go out looking more goth, I guess, or like more alt or whatever, and it can be under the guise of it being October, you know. When we were in school, as soon as it hit October 1st, if that happened to be a school day, I showed up wearing my tutorial onesie because I wanted to be the first to declare and remind everyone it's October 1st, you know.
Yeah.
That's part of what makes the month so special, because you don't get to do that the rest of the year, you know, unless you cosplay or you're going to a convention or something like that. Not only are you just putting on a costume, it's usually like in celebration of something, you know. Like I put on a tutorial onesie because I really love Studio Ghibli movies, or whatever costume you choose for Halloween you put on because you think it's funny or it's a character you really love, you know. These expressions of fandom I take outside of Halloween, like when I'm at conventions, or also when I'm writing like a script, like Rocket Science, my short film, is a pure example of this. I threw in a reference wherever I could, so long as it made sense. You know, I didn't want to just throw anything in there. On multiple levels, it's being able to dress up like freely. It's a big part of what makes the season special.
For me, growing up, I guess it's sort of a time of adventure and some wonder. That might seem a little corny, but really it is kind of like you kind of get permission to go out, and you're encouraged to. In fact, it is kind of like if your family celebrates it, then it's like if you're the kid that wants to stay home, that's when your parents are like, go outside, you know?
Yeah.
Go spend time with your friends. And it's also a time for people to kind of let loose, or at the very least not take themselves so seriously, not take life so seriously. So I know I had a neighbor that I was always as a family, I was a little intimidated by. They were just very much more reserved, and I always felt like I really gotta mind my words around them, you know, dot my I's, cross my T's, things like that. And I remember once I was little and I was dressed up as a clown, and it was literally because like my grandfather actually was a circus clown by trade. So me dressing up was kind of just like, oh, I loved him so much, so it's like I wouldn't mind ending up doing what he did. And they saw that, and that was the first time I finally realized like, oh, they're humans too, because they just thought that was the coolest thing, and they wanted to come talk to me about it and stuff, and be like, why a clown? Because of that? They're like, wow. They're like, that is so cool. They're like, that is weird, but that is so cool and that is so fun. And it kind of broke a barrier that otherwise had been there for a long time, where I was like, I don't need to be so like shy around these people. Like, they're totally cool. Yeah, it lends itself to new experiences, meeting new people, trying new things, you know, within reason, you know?
Yeah.
And having some fun, some good, clean fun.
Or not clean, you know, depending on what it is.
Slime, yeah.
Yeah. Blood and guts. Even just walking outside at night, it feels different too. Like, it feels like you don't know what you're gonna run into, you know.
Yeah, seldom do you spend so much time outside where there's still a lot of people and it's nighttime, right? Usually if I'm outside at nighttime, it's me and I'm alone, or there's one other person, but like, yeah.
Other people, not just us, of course, like share the same sentiment. And there was one instance where I was walking around downtown Phoenix. I was on my way to a concert, and out of the bush, at first, is some like massive like creature. It was just like a spider on wheels. Afterwards, I jump up a little and gasp like, oh God! And then across the street, I see a guy holding a remote and he's laughing. I'm like, oh, good content. And we both had a good laugh at that.
Yeah.
But exactly, stuff like that. You know.
That actually reminds me. So over the summer, last Halloween, I found this out. Last Halloween, for like a student project, there were some film students who borrowed from a neighbor of one of theirs a giant spider prop, and it's big. It's like bigger than a dog, very, very big. They used it for some shoot. I don't even know what the shoot was. And then afterwards, they still had it because he's like, I don't really care if you want to keep it or get rid of it. They said, we can't get rid of this. It's too cool. They're like, but where are we going to store it? And then at our school, we have like a green screen studio, and there's a back room behind it. And then even in that back room, there's a side room with a sink and paint materials. They said, I guess we'll just throw it in here.
Yeah.
So they threw it in there, and it's been sitting there for months. Over the summer, I go back and I was not aware of this. I go back there looking for, I don't even remember what I was looking for, something behind the studio. So I go behind the studio, it's dark, the lights are off, I go in that back room, I open up the door looking for something else, and all I see is like a Great Dane-sized spider in the corner of the room that I was not expecting there. I did a backflip. I was so scared. I was like, what in the world? It felt like I walked into like a Harry Potter movie or Lord of the Rings or something.
Oh,
it was,
yeah.
Yeah, not expecting that. And then finally I got the download on like, so last year we were borrowing and we kind of forgot we left it there. And then so you mentioned downtown. I do remember one year I went to when I was a teenager, I went to a zombie walk downstairs.
Nice.
My goodness, downtown with some friends. So we all did our makeup and stuff. That's when I learned that you can use toilet paper mixed with liquid latex, and that can create kind of wounds and stuff. So this girl came over, she's like, I have toilet paper. I was like, rolling my eyes, like, give me a break. And then actually it was like, oh, it turned out pretty decent. Like, it was actually a pretty good effect. And we did that. And that was kind of I think they do that every year in like downtown Phoenix. So we did that one year. That was kind of fun. We made some new friends and stuff. It's funny, like, it's really a test of stamina. How long can you stay in character? So at the beginning of the walk, everyone's super into it. Then after a while, everyone looks like a zombie, but they're like, so hey, what's your name? You're just kind of walking because you're like sweating and stuff after a while. But for a long time, every October was a little different. Like, let's try this year, let's try this year, let's try this year. It gave everyone an excuse to try something new and meet someone new. So otherwise, people just kind of stay in their lane their whole life.
Yeah,
sometimes people need incentive, and sometimes just a date on the calendar is enough incentive for people to get out of their comfort zone and try something new. So.
Yeah. Like, all you gotta say is, it's Halloween, or it's October.
Yeah,
like,
don't be embarrassed.
yeah. As they say in Halloween, everyone's entitled to one good scare.
Yeah, they did say that.
Another huge part for me why I love the season so much, and you said it earlier, it reminds me of a simpler time, where I miss being more naive. And even though, like, as a kid, I couldn't do everything I wanted to, like, really celebrate Halloween and, like, make all the props and, like, make the costume I wanted. Like, the spirit was there, for sure.
Even if it's like this little Jimmy rigged ghetto thing in your head, you're like, I'm a Starship Trooper. Like,
exactly. Yeah.
Your imagination, you're like, you can see it,
Yeah. Outside, I look like a dork, but on the inside, I'm a hero of the Federation.
Yeah.
So it's. I feel like Halloween has its essence around childhood wonder. It can be like something as innocent as a kid like putting on their Halloween costume for the first time, or like teenagers throwing a Halloween party, or adults like throwing a costume party. Like, no matter what age you go at it, I feel like you'll get the best result if you put forth that effort to like really get in the mindset, like, it's Halloween, it's October, like I should let loose, like, we're here to like dress up and be and just be more lively, really.
The one thing I like about like Halloween parties too, it's the only time, any other time of year, if you go to a party or event, you want to look the prettiest or most handsome as possible. Halloween, that's the one time where it's like, actually, I kind of want to look pretty ugly, and like that'd be kind of fun, you know?
Yeah.
And we're all kind of on the same page, like, we're all about that. Yeah.
It's the only occasion during the year where you go like, why aren't you dressed up? Like, where's your costume? Could be anything. Show up as a banana. Anything nowadays is a character. Like, or are you Peely from Fortnite? Like, if you show up as a banana.
Or it's the peanut butter jelly time guy. Banana peanut butter.
That too. That's jelly. Right. Yeah. I should. Oh, that's such a good point. Yeah. Reject modernity. Embrace tradition. For sure, this season will always be important. No matter what happens, I'll always do what I can to celebrate, because there will come a time where my friends' kids grow up and they're too old to trick or treat, or if someone moves or something, But no matter what, I feel like I'll always do what I can.
And if not for yourself, then for the kids out there. Like, not even just to like, just for my own happiness. It's like, recognize like, we have a nostalgic, good sort of childhood experience with Halloween, and that's probably because the generation previous to us kind of made that special for us too, where now it's like you can kind of give back and do right by the kids, you know, have fun with them, give them candy, and you know, let them know how cool they are and things like that. So
yeah, something like
instead of just shutting your lights off and like
Oh, there was one house in around my neighborhood. Whenever it came to Halloween, I would wall off their walkway with chairs.
They really didn't want anybody there.
Which, you know, fair enough. Like, obviously, like, you don't need to surrender your house to like trick-or-treating. You know, like, obviously, like, consent is still a thing, of course.
Yeah. Usually I felt like the trick is if you turn all the house lights off, we collectively agree that means this person's not participating. So
Yeah.
did you do the thing where you would wait inside for trick-or-treaters, or would you just post up outside? Because a lot of my family, we would just be like, we don't want the doorbell going off a billion times in a row. The dog's going to lose its mind. So we would just kind of post up by the front door, like in the lawn chair or whatever.
Yeah, at the neighborhood that my friend's at, everyone like posts up outside.
Yeah, because it's like, I want to see what's going on anyways. I don't want to just be inside. So
Exactly, yeah.
I always see that in movies. They're always just ding dong. I'm like, what are you doing inside? Just hanging out outside.
Yeah, and I think that makes it way more fun because, you know, people will like, that's when all the lights go up. With their family, they'll start like grilling.
Oh,
like some of the houses will do that. Some people have like speakers out. It becomes like a block party basically at that point. Yeah, that's the best vibe. You know, like I say this every time I'm with them for the past like few years. We've been doing it. I'm like, this is like the best way you can celebrate Halloween. You know, like, apart from a costume party, like you said about it being communal, trick-or-treating and Halloween being communal, like I feel like that's the best like environment for that. And being outside, most importantly, being outside.
It's funny if like every holiday that exists, if you put it on paper, it feels like almost all of them were commissioned or invented by like boomers and older people, and then like Halloween's the one that feels like kids came up with all the rules and regulations. We're gonna wear costumes, we're gonna eat as much candy as we want, we're gonna stay out late. It's like, who came up with this?
Ghosts and goblins.
Who came up with this?
Depending on what day Halloween would land on, how late would you stay out?
Like as a kid?
Yeah.
So that's a good question. I mean, later than a normal day, but not too late. It is one of those things where once you realize everyone's kind of going inside, I guess like 10 is when people start to dissipate. The kids do when you're a kid.
Yeah.
I remember one Halloween in particular, I was really bummed out because I was going to say it's a school night, but technically like every 7 years that go by, like probably five out of every 7 years, this is going to be a school night when you're a kid, right? It's like this year it's on a Friday. We don't get that very often.
Which is great.
That's like once every like 7 years basically. So usually it's always a school night. So, and I remember as a kid once, my biology teacher, this is like 6th grade, and he like had this big assignment that he scheduled for due November 1st, a big presentation. We're like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
So I remember being home like, and it was the worst presentation I've ever thrown together last second because I'm like, all the fun's outside. I was like, I just did this, but didn't even color it. Had this like big board thing that I was drawing up on my little science experiment thing, and just like really doing half effort on it because I was like, I want to go outside. I'm sacrificing the grade because I want to go outside with everybody. So I remember that, and then that was a very short-lived one because I was late to the party, so to speak, and then had to wrap it up after like 2 hours. But I guess 10, if that sounds about right, is once the kids start to disappear. Then it's like, well, time to just go hang out with the homies instead, and instead of going out and about. So
yeah, I mean, especially if it was a school night or a work night now. But I feel like if anyone's starting to go in or like 7 or 8, what's the point of that? At least like 10 or 11, I'd say, if it's a school night. If it's like this year where it's a Friday, Saturday, you better be out till like midnight or 1. Like, like it's ghouls and it's ghouls and goblins tonight. Like, come on. We're lighting fires. We're driving down the highway at 90. Like, come on. Maybe not that, but you know what I mean.
Halloween on a Friday, that seems so rare.
There was one thought I had was like, man, I can't wait for a Halloween on Friday the 13th. That's gonna be perfect. And I'm like, then I'm like, wait a minute. If only there for. Oh wait,
if only or a full moon or something.
Yeah. Oh God.
I mean, that could happen eventually. Like,
Okay, just mathematically speaking, and like, I guess astronomically speaking, if that's the right term, that should and will happen at some point.
Or like that one time it lands on an eclipse or like a blood moon or something crazy.
Yes.
This happens once every 900 years.
Yes, eat us. Reason for like making these videos in the first place was just to, well, for one, finally sit down and talk to you about all this, because I feel like whenever it comes to parties and gatherings, you know, with our friends, like these conversations are just a side tangent.
Oh yeah, they creep up.
yeah. While everyone else is waiting on us to join them. So
join in whatever game. Hey, we gotta learn the rules.
Yeah.
Dummies. What?
I know, and we're like talking about Scream or something. It's great to finally get this all out and talk about it. And naturally, I gotta content farm it, but this is a lot of fun.
It is fun for me too. Yeah. I'm thankful to be invited, so thank you
man.
for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, and we're definitely not going to stop.
This is great. This is sort of conversations I have, not with myself, that's incriminating, but going down rabbit holes about things I like and this and that. So yeah, this is cool for sure.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, obviously really fun for us, and hope it was fun for all of you to listen in on. Hope you got some good music recommendations, some great movie recommendations. I hope you guys can relate to some of our anecdotes, and above all, hope you encourage at least some of you, at least one of you, to go out and enjoy the Halloween season and go outside. You know, we're in a time when every company wants us to be held up and stuck inside with whatever's streaming next, or like this new series and whatnot. This is the time of year to go outside. You know, it's nice out. The fall air smells incredible. We're at the time of year where, I forgot to comment on this, there's a specific smell outside this time of year. It only exists in October, where I call it the October air. It smells great outside. It's like campfire smoke, and yeah, I just call it the October air. I don't know how else to describe it. So
yeah, I would say too, a lot of people are really divided these past like 10 years, I guess. Just communities and people fight over just the stupidest of things, when it's like, this is a great excuse to go out and make connections with people that you might not realize you have things in common with, even if it's just like shared interests musically or movie wise, story wise. We're all human beings, so it's like we do have things in common, whether it feels like it or not, and this is a great excuse to go out there and meet people and connect with them, make some friends, maybe even reconnect with some friends that you haven't talked to in a long time. And yeah, this would be a pretty good season. These next few months, I should say, leading from this to Thanksgiving and stuff, is like, be good to people.
Yeah. When you do meet someone new, it doesn't have to immediately turn into like a lifelong connection, or like suddenly like you're my best friend. Like, it's good to just talk to someone, you know, even if they're just someone you meet like for the night. Like, you get their Instagram or their Facebook if you're older. Even if you just connect with them like on social, and then like maybe you never see them again, even just having that bit of connection for the night is still really fun, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I've met someone at a concert or at a restaurant or just some events, and you know, they're just fun to hang out and talk with for the night, and you know, you bid farewell, you know, for now.
So some new neighbors at my apartment complex, where I've seen them, like, we just see each other, and it's funny now, you live so close together, you're all under the same roof and no one ever talks, and that's kind of like sad. And I would see them so often, and they have a little baby in like a stroller that I always have, and then finally one night I was like, I see them coming up, so I hold the door open and wait with the elevator. They go, oh, that's nice. So finally it's kind of like, oh, what's your name, what's your name, what's your name, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to dox them, but, and then they're the little baby boy though, and I was like, oh yeah, what's his name? And they're like, his name's Strider. I go, Strider? They're like, yeah, it's from Lord of the Rings. I said, say less. And guess who's really good friends with their neighbor now?
Nice.
So, and sometimes that's it. It's just, you find that one thing, and it's a starting point to be like, oh, look how much we do have in common. And then that conversation ended with them saying, we're in this unit. You ever want to hang out, watch some movies, talk with us? Let us know. You know?
Hell yeah. So, all's to say, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Yep.
And from both of us, stay safe out there tonight.
Yep.
Stay spooky, and happy Halloween.